Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a new video. Now, I have a question for you. Did you know that Barbie had a YouTube channel? Because I didn't. Up until about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, when Eve Cornwell uploaded a video all about Barbie's rebrand, I had no idea that this whole entire sector of YouTube existed. Now, I am a self-professed lover of everything Eve Cornwell. I think the videos that she produces are incredible and the messages that she helps to promote online are extremely important. So when she uploaded said video a few weeks ago, I obviously clicked on it, I watched it as I do with all of her content, but something about this video really made me think. Now, if you have not seen Eve's video at this point, I'd recommend you to go watch it because I am not going to go through all of the backstory that she did in her video. Hers was definitely a part 1 and this is kind of a follow-on from that, my kind of response to the video that she produced. I watched her video, I didn't go any further because I knew I wanted to kind of talk about it and think about it out loud a little bit more on my own channel. I have not ventured to Barbies. That's what we're going to do today. But before then, I wanted to just kind of briefly talk about a few of the points that Eve brought up in her video. Now, a few times throughout her 17-minute video, Eve was able to relate some of what Barbie was saying in her YouTube videos to the experiences that she'd had in school, the lessons that she had learned or lack thereof. Now, for those of you that watch my channel and follow me regularly, you will know that I am going into my probation year as a primary teacher in August. So that kind of struck a chord with me because not only did I also agree with what she was saying about the lack of open conversation in primary schools and secondary schools, but with me moving into primary school and into that role of the teacher, I feel like it's my responsibility to teach those children the lessons that we never got taught. I feel like with everything else, the world of diversity and equality and open conversation surrounding it is always changing, it's evolving, and as a result of that, I've been using this time in lockdown to try and catch up. There's a lot that has gone on in the world throughout my 21 years of life that I have been oblivious to, that I have seen happening and didn't really want to look into it any further because I knew it was going to be a big task, and during lockdown I've been able to do a little bit more of that. As a result of that, I have read books such as Girls and Sex. I have read books such as Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race. And on top of that, the next one's on my list, Why Feminists No Longer Wear Pink. And the incredibly titled Surrounded by Idiots. Now, these are all books that definitely attract my attention. I'm sure you will know if you have watched my book related videos that I am a big sucker for non-fiction. When it comes to literature, that's the area that I'm interested in. I like learning about people and processes and history, and from watching Eve's videos, I think that's what Barbie is trying to do for young children. So I want to have a little watch of her channel. As I said, I have not clicked on her channel. I wanted to do it purely in front of the camera, and I want to see if there is a way that come August I might be able to employ Barbie as a little bit of a classroom assistant. We'll see. So I have my laptop here on this very handy dandy IKEA rolling cabinet, and let's do this, right? Barbie vlogs. This is really going to cause havoc with my searching. Here she is, Barbie. 8.94 million subscribers. Would you believe it? So I'm seeing spring break, dancing in parties, dream house tours. That might be one for later. Ask Barbie about slime. I'd rather not. Okay, I have found the Barbie vlogs section. Let's see what we can find. Okay, I've seen a video here that is titled Spreading Positivity. Now, the majority of these videos are between 2 and 4 minutes. This one is 22 minutes long. Okay?
So my friends and my sisters have been asking me to do a vlog on sorry because I have some ideas about sorry. I mean, first of all, I think a lot of people say it when they don't actually mean it, but I think there's a bigger issue around sorry, especially with girls. We say it a lot, you know, like a lot. Like it's a reflex and that somehow everything that goes wrong is our fault. Somebody bumps into us and we say, sorry. You go to a restaurant and the food they serve you is cold and you say, sorry, but could you heat this up for me? We get excited and exuberant about something we're really excited about, and then we instantly say sorry. Like we're afraid of being too big. Or even if we're sad. We say sorry because we're worried about making someone else sad. I think we're worried about offending people.
Okay, this is what I was looking for. This is going places.
It's really important to be kind and thoughtful and polite and to offer a sincere apology if we have done something wrong. But sorry is a learned reflex. And every time we do it, we take away from our self-confidence.
Okay, so that is extremely important. I feel like even in that quick 2-minute clip, Barbie is, I feel really weird saying that Barbie is doing something, but she is. Barbie is explaining to children, particularly young girls, that sorry isn't an automatic response for asking what we want. I know me personally, I am incredibly bad for this. I am perhaps one of the least confrontational people you will ever come across in your life. Even when she just said about asking to get your food changed in a restaurant, that actually makes me squirm inside. And I don't think that's because I've been sat down and told that that's not what I should do. I see it happening around me all the time. But for a lot of people, especially young girls, there's this invisible force around them that is telling them that they should be seen and not heard. And this whole saying sorry for things that you shouldn't be sorry about, I feel like has become even more prevalent with the rise of the internet and social media. How many times have you watched a video of a female picking up a vlogging camera and apologising for her appearance because she doesn't have makeup on? And that is infuriating. Like, it's one thing apologising for your actions, but apologising for your appearance is absolutely mind-blowing. There are just so many occasions that sorry just slips out, and it is an automatic response, and it is wrong. Tell me more, Barbie.
So I recently just heard about this thing called the dream gap. And it's this idea that some girls between the ages of 6 and 7 start to doubt themselves and how smart they are. And that means that some girls then will dream less big as they go out into the world. And today at school, they announced that they were going to have elections for class president. And then this little boy said that she was just afraid to run alone because she was just a girl. Those words in the class really affected her, you know? And even that girl who stood up for her, which was great. But the words "girls can be president too" unintentionally implies that that they're not normally. And of course they are.
Hello, there we go, the two. The power of the two. That has not followed me, but I don't know, I feel like that is something that I definitely have witnessed, identified, experienced, that the girls can do too. Man, Barbie's doing bits here. I feel like what she's saying here is the kind of recognition of this progressive society that we're living in now. For a lot of people living in the developed world, they are starting to experience this shift. The glass ceiling is starting to crack and girls are sort of being encouraged to do different things that they might not have normally been able to do. But then you encounter the two. Girls can study STEM subjects too. Girls can be pilots too. I feel like it is this kind of double-edged sword that girls are being promoted to do different things and try different things and not let something as ridiculous as their sex, their gender, to hold them back. But at the same time, the girls are getting pushed to do these things, not the boys. I remember when I was in senior school, I got taken to an assembly with all of the other girls in my year to talk about STEM subjects. That's the science, technology, engineering and maths. And it was an initiative to get more girls studying STEM subjects. Now, while it is great that that is now an option and it's seen a lot more common for girls to do that and that we're being encouraged to go into those sectors, it also kind of reinforces that inequality that it was just the girls that went to that talk. It wasn't the boys too, because boys can already go into the STEM subjects. They don't need that extra stepping stone. It's the girls that need to do that. And it's just so difficult because obviously for a lot of girls to get to that stage, say studying a STEM subject, they do need that helping hand to get there because no one in their family has done that before. But in accepting that helping hand, it's almost as if it's reinforcing that difference, that they might not have been in that situation if it weren't for that person's help or that person's advice. And I feel like this whole gender imbalance is something that is still so prevalent. It's as if even although the playing field between male and female is starting to even out, females are still viewed as needing that helping hand to get to the playing field in the first place. And it's so difficult.
Talking to her, it was as if a little bit of light dimmed in her. And I think this is how the dream gap starts. Girls can be smart too. Don't be emotional like a girl. I need to pause.
Ooh, like, okay, that is powerful. I feel like what it all comes down to is language. And again, relating back to my experience of being a student teacher throughout the last few years, I have definitely noticed the effect that language can have. I feel like being able to sit on the sidelines and watch the relationship and the interplay between a teacher and their pupils is extremely interesting. And I feel like throughout the last 4 years I've definitely been able to pick up on examples of when language has really built a child up and when it has put out that sparkle in their eyes. And because of that, especially over the last 2 years when I was kind of taking more of a lead during my placements and doing more in the classroom as the teacher, I definitely found myself questioning the language that I was using, running scenarios through in my head before I was like providing an answer. And I feel like something like that very much expresses why that is important. I feel like a primary school is kind of like the breeding ground for gender-based words and phrases, and that kind of initial influx of all of these gender norms and societal expectations of you, whether you are female or male. And even now we need to realise that those two distinct categories are nowhere near as distinct as what we have been told that they are. The one that really sticks in my head is, oh, could I have 2 strong boys to come and help me lift this? Insinuating that boys and strength are synonymous with one another, even in children of age 5, which is completely ridiculous. But that is a phrase that I have heard countless times, and I would be surprised if anyone watching this video had never heard that phrase before. Then on the other hand, there are a lot more simple issues, such as if someone is upset, sending a girl out to go and speak to them. Because strength and power is a man's job, and being a caring person is a girl's job. I feel like a lot of people refer to the phrase children are like sponges in a lot of different scenarios, but they fail to recognise what that actually means. Yes, children are like sponges in terms of their ability to perhaps pick up a language a little bit easier than an adult would be able to. Yes, children are like sponges in terms of feeling really inspired and wanting to find out more when a subject really inspires them. But children are also like sponges, perhaps most importantly, because they are picking up on all of those little invisible social experiences that are happening in the world around them. And if you think that a child is spending around 6 hours of their day in school, teachers really need to watch what they say to children. I feel like that's perhaps one of the most important things I have learned throughout my 4 years of university. And I feel like that video kind of summarises it. Not even showing that to children, but I think a few teachers need to watch that video too. But yeah, Barbie she's making moves here. Like, I actually want to sit and watch the rest of this video, and I want to go through and watch the rest of the stuff that is posted on our channel, because although there are just little bits of entertainment here and there are some really deep messages that are being shared and that are being expressed in a way that a child might understand a little bit easier. I don't even think it's a case of this information is being presented in a different way for children to understand, because I don't think this information has ever been made available to children, and that is incredibly important that Barbie is now doing that for us. For the last 17 years of my life, I have moved through a changing Scottish education system. And even from when I was at primary school, I have noticed how much things have changed. Some of the things that we speak about at university are the mistakes our own teachers made when we were at primary school. And I honestly think this 20-year period that has just passed has been one of the fastest changing periods of education ever. Not only is there this new drive to teach children in a cross-curricular way, seeing the importance of more than just like English or maths, I think the biggest change that has occurred is the realisation that the social experiences that a pupil has in a primary school is as important, if not more so, than what they're learning when they're sat at a desk. One of the ways that children nowadays are asked to reflect on different experiences and the decisions that they've made is through what's known as social stories. And through them, children of all ages are asked to put themselves in someone else's shoes, to look at things from a different perspective, to think about what they would do or how they would react to a certain situation. And I feel like Barbie might actually be quite good at that. Even watching 2 minutes of that video is a talking point. Barbie is creating a whole host of social stories on her YouTube channel that children of any age at the primary school would be able to discuss. Obviously the messages that are shared are going to be picked up in a whole host of different ways, and the messages are going to be unpacked in different ways with different groups of children, but it's good. Barbie is a familiar face to a lot of young children. For me, she was a familiar face that brought some level of discomfort. I never really related to Barbie. I didn't really enjoy playing with Barbies. And looking back at that, I feel like a lot of it is due to intimidation. Whereas I feel like this Barbie could be a friend to a lot of young children. And I'm actually very interested to explore this a little bit more. And in exploring this, I have been speaking for quite some time, so I'm going to end this video here. I'd love to hear what you guys think about Barbie's YouTube channel, about this whole host of issues that she is bringing up. As I said, I was unaware of the Barbie rebrand. I'd never heard of her YouTube channel before I watched Eve's video. So if you haven't watched that, I definitely recommend that you do. But that is it for today. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe, and I will see you again soon in another video. Goodbye!